Well, good morning, everybody. Today we're going to test the meter I got, the watt meter, the energy watt meter. I guess it came with a lot of things like you can program in cost, how much your current electrical, how much you pay for electricity, and it'll come up with the cost. Really, all I'm looking for is how much wattage things are using, but let's see what we can do with the instructions. All right, the first thing we have to do is reset there's a little button and you're supposed to use a paper clip and you reset it. All right, that worked. We're resetting. Now what I can do is set it so that I know how much cost, but I think all I want to do is plug it in and see if the wattage, because that's all I want. All right, let's try the toaster. Turn it on. That seems high to me. Kilowatts, volts, how much amps, I guess that is. Wattage, boy, that seems high. Over 1,000 watts to run a toaster. Maybe that's heat. All right, let's. Let's try the coffee pot. Watts. Turning on the coffee pot. Well, I'm not sure what's going on now. Of course, it's just the heater. I've already run it. Let's run some through. Turn it off. 721. Now let's see what the refrigerator is. Well, so far the hardest thing about this voltmeter has been pulling out the refrigerator. While I have it out, I'm going to clean back here. Okay. Meantime, while that's working, I'll just clean back here. See, I don't hear it running, so I don't know if that's the issue with the refrigerator. Okay, I reset the reader because I don't need those stored in memory since I wrote them down. And again, the refrigerator's not running, so I assume it's not going to show any wattage, but we'll keep that going for a while. All right, it just kicked on. So the refrigerator, when it kicked on, is we're up to 171, 174. Interesting, the toaster takes more. Must be because of the heat. So I'm going to write down 175. And And you can see it going down after that initial kick on. So we know startup is always higher than running. So we want that startup. And then I'm going to do the pool pump. But just for fun, let's do the CPAP. Okay, I decided to redo the coffee pot. To set it, to reset it, remember you reset this by hitting the little button with a paper clip that's been straightened or a ballpoint pen. I used a ballpoint pen this time because when I looked at my readings from before, it said 144 watts. And that little generator I had is a 300, so it should have started the coffee pot. Now that I reset it and did it, the reading is 878.5 as I start the coffee pot. So what I'm going to do every time is reset the meter reader so I get an accurate wattage. So now that makes sense why the solar generator would not start the coffee pot. I'm going to change that in my note. Okay, TV's on. Well, that's nice to know. 110, so the little solar generator I have will operate the TV. However, the CPAP will be more important.
With rapid remission in 12 weeks, and less bowel movements and abdominal pain in 4 weeks.
That's it for today, my self-reliant peeps. I hope this was helpful. The thing to remember and the thing to research if you're doing solar generator is how long does solar take to get a full charge on the generator. If I remember correctly, the little one I purchased takes 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight to charge it fully. And then the other thing is, and I'm not sure, I'm not sure if it goes by wattage or how it goes, but how long will the generator work with a certain wattage? Now it's starting to make sense at things I've read, now that I had one in my hand, and now that I sort of understand so much better. I think before I bought anything, along the more expensive lines, I would call, because what I would be doing would be getting a Blue Eddy. That was the research I found, that Blue Eddy was the best. I'm not sure. You check this stuff on Google and who knows. But I would call the distributor where I could talk to a salesperson, make my decision, and then wait for a sale. Because what I'm finding on Amazon, sales come up quite often on the Blue Eddies. Hope that was helpful. That's how I'm going to proceed if I decide that I want something that'll run the refrigerator and the coffee pot. We'll see. At any rate, have a good day. See you tomorrow.